Welcome everyone to more low-level stuff here today. Actually, again, more low-level. As seen in the other video, like maybe yesterday or so, tried this x32 stuff like last minute. Thought like, yeah, maybe it's too boring to build AMD64, aka x86-64 for glibc and musl. Thought like, yeah, maybe it's too similar of our 24-25 release architectures, and decided last minute, wouldn't it be super interesting to build actually x32 musl for that variant, so like musl more lightweight and stuff, what is a better match for more lightweight and stuff, like more lightweight C library with more lightweight AMD64 x86-64 32-bit pointers. This x32 variant, made some previous videos about this already. We supported that a little bit in T2 already since some years. But never like production ready. And as usual with this live streams, the usual win-win of you try something on a Sunday or so, weekend work and stuff, and it's like, yeah, last minute release stuff, what could possibly go wrong? Of course it goes wrong. I already committed some patches, of course, obviously. That's what we are here for. So approaching also the best musl and x32 support. So first, I had to patch some stuff as seen like yesterday in our configuration, so I now more correctly disable multilib of not building 32 legacy E386 686 variant, and correctly disabling multilib, which, yeah, this stuff now works. And also then turns out, yeah, the more testing, actually I nearly wanted to release it, and thanks God I tested, because as seen here, regularly testing and more testing, and the only substitute for testing is more testing. Because turns out, because I wanted to actually benchmark compiling the Linux kernel, like some nice, massive parallel and system call hammering, system stressing, certainly built, especially on the Ryzen 15 and 50X here. And yeah, turns out, yeah, that didn't just build, had to patch bin utils, the usual stuff, like also, I didn't live stream that, like this was somewhere today, lunch break or so. And turns out the bin utils linker and assembly stuff didn't default to x32. So if you would, with my last night's build of T2 here, test build, if you would compile something with GCC, that would work. But if you would use some stuff like my own, like exact image that is using some LD trickery, or the Linux kernel and other such stuff, that would fail with trying to link x32 and x64, if you want to call it like that, whatever, AMD64 binaries together. Turns out, yeah, bin utils didn't correctly default to x32 in that case. Turns out, yeah, not many people must have tried that, so patch that. So bin utils for the linker and assembly and stuff only had this hard-coded here of GNU x32, so maybe I should actually, in the meantime, I have like probably 100 recurring theme, 100 upstream worthy patches, just recurring. It's not a win-win for me if I upstream this stuff. It's only a loss of spending more time of making others Linux stuff better. You probably want to share, like, and subscribe, Patreon, GitHub sponsors, and OnlyFans, and YouTube membership and stuff, because man, is all of this, yeah, open source live, right? Nobody wants to pay for that, and you sit here all day and night and weekend and stuff, and it's like, yeah, you patching, more patching, what is, yeah, freaking open source code every day. So yeah, nobody either ever tried that or did send this upstream, because this had hard-coded GNU x32, so obviously simply, why freaking hard-code that? This is already in x86 Linux GNU x32, so like, yeah, we don't need that, simply x32 there, and also here, right? So it's like, yeah, somehow I'm often one of the first, or at least the first one who often does stuff properly, and maybe I should, yeah, motivate me with your channel sponsorship and Patreon and stuff to freaking spend even more freaking time on this, to send this amazing stuff upstream. So yeah, quite some gold, gas, LD, you would name it. But now you would think, hey, finally we can ship it and release it and stuff, like, yeah, more, still more stuff to do. I'm not even sure if I will do it like this month. It's getting a little bit out of hand. Patching 20, 30 architectures to everything freaking just built. Yeah, a little bit time consuming. not the best idea. Do we still not have? I'm actually waiting. Okay, fine, we didn't have that. I built, yeah, I test build more. The only substitute for test building is more test building. Of course, now I'm triggered in test build more because so quite some stuff. Also the wrong directories. Quite some stuff works now with all these patches. It builds for the most part. I also Mesa, right? Updated Mesa patchery for x32. And that's also the thing, right? Why my YouTube channel is maybe not the best idea for me, because I thought having fun and financing this open source stuff with YouTube is like, yeah, this stuff is so time consuming and boring that only the hardcore circle of fans tune in for this, which like, yeah, I probably should have some product review to do, right? So what it works quite a bit. By the way, maybe I should actually should we have at least you can compile and link stuff now natively. So this is natively here x32, which 32-bit pointer. So each process can only be like nearly 4 GB. So you can't mmap all your gigabytes or terabytes of database. So that is, as you see, x32, 32-bit LSB executable x86-64. And most stuff works, like ls for one thing. And even GCC also I have probably, yeah, I deleted that, but whatever. Trust me, GCC and LD and stuff works well enough to build something, but some networking stuff doesn't work. So I wanted to compile some stuff. It's like, yeah, unknown host. I traced that already. Also, maybe we should promote our own stuff. It's like, yeah. So yeah, now comes the next Guru meditation recurring theme. The only thing of more coding each day and more testing each day is more Guru meditation each day. So another day or night. And what is going on here, according to strace, is I guess here is some system call, or obviously there is some system call detail in musl off. So this should be some 32-bit pointer, but obviously that might be sign extended wrong or something, because, yeah, default bit address. So these are the details that if people talk about porting stuff to new architectures, CPUs, Linux kernel, and all this stuff, these are the details. What it means porting, like writing all the codes, the headers, the defines, the structs and stuff. So now would need to be an investigation what's wrong there, tracing through all this stuff. This is why I built here glibc, just to see if it works with glibc. So yeah, that's, yeah, we could now benchmark this. There's also one string, so hello world compiles natively. So yeah, amazing achievement unlock, right? Compiles hello world. It's self-hosting, it compiles hello world, we can ship it. But yeah, not so fast, as there's some strange build errors in Linux kernel with underscore always inline. Not really sure why that happens, didn't debug that. Also we have drop frames because, yeah, drop frames not brought to you by failing Vodafone DOCSIS cable infrastructure here. Don't delay, cancel your Vodafone failing internet garbage today. So this is why I'm waiting here, just build that on, yeah, glibc, not something we release, but even more combinations compile in T2 to some degree, obviously, and your mileage may vary. Do we have bash in the meantime? We have bash. So, but I guess we do not, why do we not have that? Whatever. Apparently, I guess it takes a while until we have ping. We would need something of, yeah, this takes, where would that be? I mean, the good thing is it doesn't take so long. We could basically continue live streaming. I actually could, yeah, could start data or not. But yeah, a little bit, I mean, on one thing, it is amazing how many details are like nicely configured and patched in T2, which more and more people love it as their preferred build environment to professionally build embedded systems, board support packages, and IoT devices and stuff, and then embedded systems. But on the other hand, yeah, on one hand, amazing how much more details with this random live streaming we can implement and work on. But on the other way, also frustrating that after so much work and time and effort, still stupidly simple details like that fail. we could so ping, we wait here on ping and curl, that might take a couple of more minutes. Let's maybe in the meantime FVS trace. So I wonder, so I would need to study how to continue with this. I would need to study how the pointer, yeah, maybe this, yeah, but again, this is right now speculation. I would need to study the memory address layout and calling convention ABI stuff for x32, the special flavor that nearly nobody's using because Firefox, JIT and stuff. But again, I think not only is it interesting 42 to stress our scripts and toolchain, and also for many people it could be this kind of combinations that are interesting for lots of people, especially for containers and servers virtualization and stuff. I see, maybe might or might not fail. Actually, maybe. I have the feeling this is sign extended wrong. I mean, maybe we actually could already extract. So you could. Oh, wait a second. We can. Yeah, we don't save the sources, right? So the only problem with this fully auto-generated binaries, we would need to switch that to potentially keep the sources and debug symbols to better debug that. I don't necessarily think just looking at the sources. Of course, Linus Torvalds often said, "Nah, I don't need a freaking kernel debugger. Just guru meditate like pros. Guru meditate on the freaking sources long enough. Debugger is for beginners and stuff." But it, of course, could make it easy. Actually, maybe it would actually, if we break on bind and take, yeah, although of course it always works better with debug symbols and debugger. Actually, I wonder, did I YOLO over the debugger? I'm actually not sure if I, maybe I, so like 2 or 3 packages of the minimal Xbox selection, everything builds except 2 or 3 packages. So what time by the 1844, yeah. Download, mirror musl, and then, not debug, like so this is bind. So here's network bind C. So that apparently, okay, this is socket call bind FD address length. It could also be that there's still some, I mean, maybe it could also always be some configuration bug that this musl configuration simply doesn't fully correctly configure for x32. So that would be, we have here socket call, source internal, socket call of, so this is simply defined to syscall red. Wait a second, socket call. Yeah, this is stuff I usually don't appreciate the most. This is like even freaking guru meditating about the freaking old-fashioned C macros. Although those here are relatively clean. Good luck looking at glibc or stuff. So, yeah. So would even need to decipher how exactly that works. So that is like system call red with system call. Where's this old socket call? So it should be actually they cast this too long. I mean, yeah, you would, this is also then macros, of course, not the most debug friendly. So ILP, this is ILP, still building, just architecture. Could also be that we have some detail wrong at times. So this is size of long is 4, character P is 4. That probably ILP int long. This is probably we have here int is for long should probably looks. Oh, by the way, I guess we can remove that because we have already code to translate that. So yeah, that is a question maybe. So this was, so they cast this too long. Long is signed, so those types are, I think, supposed to be signed by default. I mean, obviously this is signed as in FFFF. Let's see how far we got with, oh, let's maybe check cross our config of x32. We have 179 to go. Yep, awesome. Yeah. And so we still don't have ping. Do we have curl? Oh, we still don't have curl. But let's try to advance and build curl. And then we also, we probably don't have, do we have an editor yet? No, we have Vim. Vim we built relatively late. And let's also try to build Vim. Oops. Okay, curl we have. Otherwise we can also, not sure if, okay, Vim fails maybe because it wants x11 or something. But we can also edit resolve conf here to those defaults. Don't need an editor for that. So curl. Okay, so that works. So that is a musl thing. That is what I wanted to test. Oops. Oh, right, do we have less? Oh, we have less already. Did I not strace? Oh, I did this wrong. Maybe I saved it to -f. Oh, of course I did. So was it bind or yeah? So that pointer. Well, it could also be that strace actually is doesn't do that correctly because that strace here is built with glibc. So it works in principle. So we have here netlink. What do we have got? So bind 7. So that is socket. I have netlink. So it works in principle and in theory. Can we, by the way, I slightly wonder, has stuff I've never done, but does it have like strace? Does it have like numeric or something? Unknown strace printed raw. This unknown system call number. Interesting. Can we like always print stuff raw? General expression. Print raw unencoded arguments for the specified set of system calls. Okay, never done that. See also x raw. What is x? X raw doesn't search. X. See the printing name constant flex. Okay, let's try -x raw. -x raw bind does that. No, this is not really what I wanted, unfortunately. Then I have the, what was the other that we had info strace here? -e qualified expression which modifies which events to trace or how to trace them. Qualifier gleich equals abbreviated verbose raw signal raw or x. We also had -raw system call set. Okay, -raw. I have the feeling this will not do what we want, but Oh no, it does what we want. Interesting. So, okay, so that is not sign extended. So, yeah, I guess that is somehow getting wrong. It's probably instead of fully sign extended to 64-bit. So yeah, there's some. I would say right now it's probably a bug in that way how musl is doing system calls there for x32. Well, to be fair, they listed as experimental. Yeah, so it requires quite some guru meditation and checking the Linux kernel. I'm not sure that x32 Linux ABI sign extend pointers, probably not, or here's something that's in it. Pointers are not signed, that's signed. Multiply beside pointers are not signed. I mean, you could always start patching that. No, pointer can be truncated to 32-bit values, then extend to 64-bit values by either sign extending or zero extension. Oh, thank you very much, not very. Doesn't give us anything useful as per usual. Do we get something with musl? Yeah, dropping 2021. We do what? Syscall sign extend. What do we have here? libc test 32. Here's something maybe 2019. However, using get as a test means it will break the time to changes. Alternatively, okay, change just to use this read. The pointer is negative in a sign extended case, just as in stack is tough matter, probably doesn't matter in practice. It should be different. This is called the test that's immune to kernel libc disagreements over types of macro values. Also, yeah, 2019 or 2021. C, glorified macro preprocessor stuff. Kernel libc disagreements of types and macro values. It's like, yeah, thank you very much. I wonder, I mean, we could further dissect what glibc is doing there in the system call macros. That will, of course, be totally a lot of even more fun. Do they have tests though? No? Test it would have been cool. So. Let's see, they have their x32, Arch x32, anything else for try CPPF ILP32. So yeah, this already is in the name. So IL, so yeah, that is integer long pointer 32 if you ever wondered about that. Some other architectures, Windows for example, does do it differently for is it there maybe that Windows is ILP long for long also being 32-bit or some nonsense like that. So yes, it looks on a first glance. What is even NT64? What the freak is that? NT60? What is NT64? Doesn't exist. Is this for compiling on, do they support compiling on Windows? They don't have here NT64, so I'm not sure what they do with that. You have here some syscall, so okay, this is also just the system call numbers. Or do they have... here is long, though, long n. This is called 6. Long. Many long longs. Which one was that even of? Yeah, so maybe something of that sort here somewhere. Yeah, this is a little bit unfortunate. That's not really what I wanted to do this week anyway. Otherwise, lots of other stuff. Question there, x32 more stable on glibc. It looks like that. At least curl works there. So yeah, we could curl some websites. So at least that works. So maybe yes. I mean, to be fair, they call this experimental or something. So yep. So that's the update for today. The Apple event starts momentarily. The last time we restreamed that, we got a copyright strike thing that was later lifted. We could theoretically, like not like the last time, to get copyright banned instantly. We could actually like, yeah, not sure if it's worth to risk the channel and have this just running in a small window or something. Well, we could also still guru meditate about this musl stuff where we watch that stuff. Oh yeah, 2 minutes. Maybe not. Not sure if that is the most interesting content, and certainly not the most Apple fans here anyway. I only need that to support our products and certainly fastest ARM desktop then, running Linux for fun, certainly not for profit. Anyway, that is also why I waited, right? Don't have a Mac Mini, new Mac Mini yet, because I knew this was coming. So yep, so what else do we have here? Alib iCal, right? Maybe we probably want to hotfix that. Hotfixed, also, so, I mean, maybe I look into that, how to hotfix this better. Yeah, but that is, I mean, we could take a look at glibc, but I'm not even sure, well, some system call macro we should find quickly, but the problem is you don't even find this kind of stuff quickly. So either that or that, the sorting is a little bit more involved here. Here's core list now. Here's also not any. Let's go, of course. Ah, here's our syscore. Let's see what they do there. Okay, auto generator. Okay, that is just. Okay, although I have to say the musl one is more readable, right? Why should they have this? This is like hex 8 million whatever, or 4 million whatever, or 4 billion, something of that sort. That is stupid. It's auto generated. Okay, fine, but no, why freaking use decimal when this is more readable in hexadecimal. This step, arc, or what is this step? Where would that usually be? Arch here is some, or was this just the list auto-generated? No, okay, fine. API clone. Yes, this call S. Maybe they use the same. I mean, maybe. would look like maybe they use the same for... As we have only that, I would guess they use the same system call thing. So... yeah, I need to fire up a debugger. Actually, maybe we at last. Probably that already started eventually. Did I? No, I wanted to check if we even built GDB. No, so this, but we can check. Maybe I should patch that. Maybe that is a. Is it or is it a? In some way it didn't build. Yeah, so. Then probably. I mean, the first minute has started already. The first minutes are. Let's hope the bloody picture doesn't content match already. Although. Maybe it builds now. I fixed some details. You never know. Maybe this builds now or x32, or do we could also change already into there and grab for a similar pattern as that was GNU x32, and maybe, oh no, we don't have GNU x32. Like in configure, at least it doesn't, it shouldn't have the same configure imperfection also as here. Okay, so this, yeah, I'm not sure how to handle this. This is maybe a little bit, yeah, the same build error of assembly. Obviously, if you throw 64-bit stuff into 32-bit stuff into 64-bit assembly, that doesn't type check very well. Excuse me. Where is my GDB? Hello, GDB. Oh, this errored out in what? Struct has address bound, no member named. Okay, this is not. I thought it built for. I thought it built for regular. What? How does that? Oh, also I built that wrong. I did that. Anyway, yeah. Long story short, needs more work. It always needs more work, right? Even if you think you're finally mostly done, it's like more work to do. So yeah, that's it for this video, for this update today. As per usual, don't forget to code every day, share, like, and subscribe, and hope to see you soon. For hopefully similar and more such amazing updates to come.